Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are talking about Cheugy tattoos on TikTok. Do Cheugy tattoos even exist? What does it mean to be Cheugy? And what is everyone so worked up about on TikTok? We're going to talk about all of that and more right now. First things first, let's talk about the meaning of the word Cheugy. Cheugy is defined by dictionary.com as a slang adjective mocking someone or something as uncool. They are out of touch with current trends or trying too hard to be trendy. Similar slang terms are basic or normie. The word Cheugy is often used ironically. So the term Cheugy was coined in 2013 by a Beverly Hills high school student, but the term really became popular in March of this year when this TikTok just completely blew up. So here's the TikTok.
The word, my friends, is cheugy, okay? It's the opposite of trendy, stylish in middle school and high school, maybe not, timelines don't really matter, but it's no longer in style. It's used when someone follows these out-of-date trends or something falls into that category. Some examples. First of all, graphic tees and hats, phrases on clothing, cheugy. Herbal Essence shampoo, cheugy. Instagram captions like these, cheugy, the word you never knew you needed.
Okay, so that's the TikTok that really popularized the term cheugy, and it's become such a phenomenon on TikTok to describe a variety of things. A lot of the things that are described as cheugy were things that were popular like 5-10 years ago, and now they are just kind of seen by Gen Z as uncool. So that's kind of what I think cheugy is in a nutshell. So the term is definitely most widely used by Gen Z individuals, and it's kind of caught up in this quote-unquote generational tension between Gen Z and millennials, if that even exists at all. But on TikTok, there's a lot of discussion about what exactly is cheugy, and there are some really popular videos talking about possibly cheugy tattoos. So we're going to be looking at those videos today. Our first video is from the user iHeartSmosh, which is pretty funny because Smosh was popular like 5 to 10 years ago.
I have to speak my piece. Here's some cheugy tattoos. There's nothing wrong with liking Disney, but there is a lot wrong when you are well into your 30s and you like Disney enough to get a tattoo like this. Looks cheugy as when people just get like ankle tattoos or feet tattoos and they have them nowhere else. When you get a quote in script font, it really looks like in 2014 you had a friend practice bullet journaling on you because they didn't have paper. Watercolor is a lame style, I'm sorry, and the people who get watercolor tats don't really know what they're doing. I don't need to say anything here. I've hated on this tattoo multiple times. It's ugly. And when you guys try and say, but it has a really deep meaning to me because my grandmother used to have a pet bird, that makes it worse. Keep that to yourself, thanks. Couples that get each other's names tattooed on their ring fingers. Tree tattoos that are specifically in circle formation. Cheugy is millennial as
So there's definitely a lot to unpack here. And I did just want to say off the bat that I think that this is funny and I think it's just a joke and should be taken lightheartedly. The user has said that, and I don't want any negativity towards her. I just want to talk about some general concepts that she brings up with regards to these tattoos. So first things first, you do see a lot of that generational conflict in some of the words that they use to describe some of these tattoos. So it's not only that they're cheugy, but it's also that they are millennial, and it is cheugy for someone who is in their 30s to have tattoos like this, is what they say. So let's start with the first Disney tattoo. This tattoo is on someone's inner wrist area, and it looks like it's about maybe 2 to 3 inches wide, long, height, tall. It looks like it's about 2 to 3 inches in height and width. I don't know. It's on the wrist. I really like the minimalist style of the graphic line work. It's not like an in-your-face Disney tattoo. It's really subtle, and it's definitely from like a couple. So overall, this is a really cute tattoo, really clean and well done. I think the red of the mini bow really stands out well. I don't think there's anything wrong with anyone at any age just enjoying Disneyland. It's a fun place to go, and it's a fun place to go with your partner. And if that's special to you, That's fun. That's good. Next, I'm going to group 2 of the tattoos that this individual critiqued, and that is the ankle tattoos and the infinity symbol tattoos. This user in particularly said that it's cheugy to only have an ankle tattoo and have no other tattoos on your body. And I feel like that kind of fits in with the idea of a small, dainty little infinity symbol that you might see on some people who want just one tattoo. I see a lot of criticism of people who just have one tattoo and it's like a tiny little symbol that might be popular among a bunch of different people. And I definitely see this criticism from people who are heavily tattooed and more a part of like the alt community who think that these tattoos aren't good enough. I do not share that opinion at all. I think if you want one tiny little dainty tattoo, maybe it's a popular symbol, but those symbols are popular for a reason. They look good, number one, especially in like small little forms. And they have interesting meanings to them. That's why they're popular. There's nothing wrong with liking things that are popular. One of the goals of my channel is to show that tattooing is not just for one person. There's really something for everyone. If it's a tattoo that vanishes in a year, or if it's a white ink tattoo, or if it's a whole sleeve of realism, for example. There's no wrong way to be tattooed. It's not just heavily tattooing. It's not the only right way. One of the right ways is getting a tiny little dainty butterfly on your ankle and loving it. Next, we have this watercolor tattoo we're going to talk about. The TikTok user says that people who get watercolor tattoos don't know what they're doing. I'm not entirely sure what she means by that, but what I'll assume she means by that is that sometimes with watercolor, artists will mix their ink with water, like actually dilute the ink to get that more of a faded effect of the color. This also happens with shading with black and gray. This isn't something that's inherently bad, but sometimes those faded inks do disappear a little bit faster, and you may have to get a touch-up. Molina Tattoo, who tattoos in Chile in Viña del Mar, does incredible watercolor tattoos. There's nothing wrong with watercolor tattoos, really colorful tattoos. If that's how you choose to wear your tattoos, I think that's really cool. And the cat is really cute. The last tattoos I'm going to talk about from this video are the couple's names tattooed on each other's ring fingers. I've definitely heard about this before, but I didn't think it was that common to be called cheugy in this video. I will agree with the user in that I just think you should stay away from getting any partner's name tattooed on you at all. It has said to be bad luck, so I would agree and say that you should avoid getting someone's exact name on you. But I think that the idea of getting your partner's name or something that symbolizes your partner on your ring finger is a fun idea, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I actually think it's really sweet. But yeah, no names. Just skip the names. We're gonna watch one more video.
What's good? Here's just a bunch of cheugy tattoos. I'm gonna just get the obvious out of the way. It's too easy. This is just low-hanging fruit. I really feel like I'm punching down, but they have to be included, so. I cannot stand these melodramatic, corny, fake deep quote tattoos that are like always clearly aimed at a very specific person or very like short, specific time period in their life, right? Like nothing says girl in her 20s who was just dumped by her high school boyfriend like getting some like that. Also, they're just ugly. They're just ugly. Calling myself out with this one. But overt pop culture tattoos. Very cheugy. I have a Star Wars and a Batman tattoo. I can't say, but let's call it like it is. There has got to be more to you than the media you consume. Consumerism is not a personality trait. Star Wars is a wonderful piece of art, but it's no exception. Date tattoos. I cannot stand a date. And look, there it is. Corny phrase. Just, I'm sorry, they don't look good. Is mad cheugy, does not.
I don't know where to start with this one, you guys. I don't know where to start. So we've already talked about some of the popular little symbols like infinity symbols. I'm not going to go over that. This user criticizes script tattoos. The other user's video also criticized script tattoos. I just didn't include it. But I personally think that script tattoos work really well when you're dealing with like a phrase of text on the body. That's because script letters have a lot of circular elements to them, and those help with going along with the circular lines of your body. So you do want tattoos to flow with a certain part of your body, and when You're using more of like an angular font. Not that that looks bad, but the script tattoos, in my opinion, look the best because they do have that organic flow and they move with you. So that's why I think that they work so well. I definitely don't think they're cheugy. I would probably get a script tattoo. And you don't have to know the meaning behind someone's tattoos as well. Say this is really important to someone. Also say it's like not important at all and they just liked how the script looked. These people don't owe you an explanation of their tattoos, and it could be literally anything they want on their own body. The last tattoo I'm going to touch on is these Star Wars symbols. This user says that these are overt pop culture tattoos, but I actually didn't know on first glance that that was a Star Wars symbol. I think it's really minimalist and subtle, but you guys will have to let me know. Maybe that's just me. This user specifically says that these are cheugy tattoos because consumerism is not a personality trait. And I don't really know that that argument holds up very well, considering that this is characters from a movie that you happen to buy. But I think that argument may stand some ground if this were, say, like an Apple logo tattoo. Then I think you could say consumerism is not a personality trait. But with this, I don't really see that direct connection. If you think about how often you watch movies or TV shows or read a book or play a game, and certain characters really resonate with you, I think that that can be incredibly significant for some people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Considering how often we consume media, I think to assume that individuals who really have a connection to certain characters are just consumerist, I think is kind of sad. There will always be people who dislike something that you do, but the fact is that no one has to like your tattoos. These are just judgments from people who don't know you, will never meet you, and honestly, their opinion really doesn't matter in the end of the day. The only thing that matters is you and what you like. You shouldn't have to worry about some random kid on the internet thinking your tattoo is lame. If you think it's cool, then it literally is cool. I think a lot of the tattoos we saw today were done really well, and they clearly held meaning for those individuals. You can get any symbol you want on your body. You don't have to please anyone, unless it's a hate symbol. That's actually absolutely not okay. Don't do that. The one thing that sucks is that people will try to gatekeep tattooing, as it can only be this kind of like special community for like the cool people to get. And I think that that is the most cheugy thing of all. But that's all I have for you guys today. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments down below. How do you feel about these videos? How do you feel about the idea of cheugy tattoos in general? Just let me know, and I would love to hear your thoughts. But if you guys have watched to the end of this video, thank you so much. It means so much to me. If you have, leave me this emoji in the comments so that I know that you are a real one. Bye guys.